Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, guys, and this is the new AMG 6x6. Now, we're going to be doing a full build on this thing, but I'm really curious to go through all of the options and see what's available, because this is not your normal average type of vehicle that you would get in Offroad Outlaws, and whenever we get a 6x6 in Offroad Outlaws, it's always a really cool moment, and it's always a really cool thing to go through and build. And another one of the reasons why I'm excited about this thing is one of my other 6x6s on the mud racing map. It is very fast. On the TC's quick race map, it is very fast and it never lets up. Now, that does have a small tire build, so kind of do with that what you will, and we may try that at a later date. I'm not necessarily going to do a small tire build on this right off the bat. I might, play around with it a little bit, but we'll see. So, upgrades. Right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and get the engine power, built through the roof. And we're not going to diesel swap this one, at least not right off the bat, unless we go to test the power. And if the power is, really dramatically low, then we'll probably do a diesel swap and see what we can get out of it. But we're on a full stage 4 turbo setup, built engine. Everything is good. Everything is good to go. So we're going to go ahead and take it straight to the dyno and go ahead and throw a setup on it and run the dyno and see what it does. Oh, that hit redline real quick. 846 horsepower and 635 foot-pounds of torque max. Not necessarily the craziest I've seen, but it's really good. I feel like we can probably be fairly confident that that will be a good setup to go with. So I'm also going to go ahead and get the gearing just bought and purchased right out of the way. I'm going to go 3-2 and 1-8, 1-5. And let's see, 1-2 and 1-0. And we'll kind of have that be our base setup, as it were. Now, to our suspension types. So you have your standard and your heavy-duty front suspension, and that's all you get. All right, so we're going heavy-duty then. I figured it was going to be something like that, but I didn't realize it was going to be that was going to be your sole option. So absolutely going heavy-duty, but that's all you can do. Straight up, that's it. That's all you can do. So wheels and tires-wise, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade those all the way so we have a full customization range available. And then suspension setup-wise, this is where it gets very interesting. So I am going to actually borrow a lot of the setup for this from the vehicle similar to, if you guys know the Yar from SnowRunner. I have a vehicle very similar to that in my garage, not in the dealership. Why did I go in there? That was silly of me. All right, let's go ahead and find this thing, because it's my fastest 6x6 right now, and if you guys have been around a lot of my streams, you'll know this thing doesn't quit in terms of speed. It goes. It books it. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, borrow a lot of the suspension setup from this. So let's see, that's 0.8. I'm mostly concerned about the damping, so let's see. Damping is about 3K in the front and the rear. And stiffness is 11.9 and 12.7. Okay, so yeah, that seems fairly easy and fairly straightforward to do. So suspension setup wise, damping, and close enough, 3K and 3K and 3K-ish. And then stiffness is going to be, well, first of all, travel's going to be maxed out. Maxed out. God, those are big leaf springs in the back. Front as well, but geez. Now, where's the... Okay, stiffness. We're going to bring that down to, or is it 11.8? Or 11.9 was the other one. And then the other one was about 12-something, 12.7 in the back. So let's give you about 12K. We'll just kind of even it out and then start from there, see where we go. So the axis width on the other one was 0.8. We'll see how that does for this one. I don't know if it's going to be a good setup necessarily or a bad setup, but it's definitely something we're going to find out. Now, leaf spring wise, oh, okay, I see. Mount height. We're just going to leave that right now. Not going to worry about it. And then spring brackets, we'll do a spring over bracket. And just because I feel like that would give us a much better leaf spring angle and not be so stretched and weird looking. So now, spring bracket, I'm not going to worry about that. That's what we already did. Shocks themselves will go to a independent reservoir, shock type 1. What's cool about this thing is that you can see a lot of what's going on in the suspension. It actually does a really good job of showing you. So we'll go shock type 1 up there in the back as well. And then in the front, shock size-wise, we'll go to probably a 1.8. 1.8 looks about good. Not really so big that we have to worry about it. Yeah, it looks beefy enough. And then we've got the travel taken care of, we got the stiffness taken care of, and we've got the damping taken care of. Not doing rear steer on this build. I want to see if I can make it somewhere in the realm of the same, level of speed as my other 6x6, which is crazy. Now, I'm going to leave the tire size kind of alone right now. I think radius-wise, well, we'll try like a bigger tire setup and then a smaller tire setup. We'll do a 1.2. Nothing crazy at all. Yeah, 1.2, nothing crazy, and then we'll do about a 1.6 in terms of width. So let me go up to 1.6. God, you don't even realize how wide that is until you look at it, and then you're like, oh, that's freaking wide. Like, that's really, really wide. Really wide. Okay, so from there, we've got the gearing kind of like pre-done. What was the gearing on the other one? Because the gearing on this one should have a lot of okay, so 3.2, 2.0, 1.5, 1.2, and 0.9. Okay, so a little bit different from the AMG 6x6, but easy change. I got first gear right. So 3.2, 2.0, and then was the other one after 2.0, was it right down to 1.5? 2.0, 1.5, and 1.5 and 0.9. Okay, so that's kind of weird, but I feel like if we bring that gearing over, it'll be good. So 2.0, 1.5, 1.2, 0.9, close enough. Okay, close enough, not really going to worry about it. And then now, visuals-wise, visual customization is, I'm sure, what a lot of you guys want to dive into, because I'm sure there's a lot on offer here. So front bumpers-wise, you have your standard assortment of front bumpers. I'm personally going to go with the standard one because I think it matches the best. Rear bumpers-wise, oh, that's kind of weird. You got one that actually comes down. That's a little different. And then your standard assortment of Offroad Outlaws bumpers. Fenders-wise, you can either do large or very large. I'm going to go actually with the standard ones because I like the way they look. I like kind of like the carbon fiber texture on them. And then cage-wise, we've got that in the back. I wonder if it'll... Oh, it does change that. Oh, you can do a big old roof rack. I dig that. You can even go with like a full-out cage if you wanted to. I'm going to go with the roof rack and then kind of delete the roll bar in the back. I think that actually is a really cool look. And I've got the lights up here, so I don't really want to add a bunch of other lights necessarily, but... I don't know, it does look good like that. It does kind of look cool. And exhausts-wise, you can do hood stacks if you desire. You could also do a bed stack, which I actually kind of dig. I know it's kind of like a weird thing to see on one of these, but, I mean, we'll throw it in there. See if we like it. We'll probably take it off in the future, but not really going to worry about it too much. Build it for fun, you know? And we'll throw a winch on the front just so we have the option to pull somebody out if need be in, like, an open lobby or something. And you can also do a toolbox if you desire, but it's going to clip through the stack, so we'll put the actual repair pack in the back. Now, flags-wise, not going to mess about with that right now, but let's actually see if we could do, like, a glossy, like, gold almost. Oh my god, that is bright. That is really freaking bright. But I don't hate it, actually. I don't dislike it at all. So, I think wheels-wise, I want to go with these. And we'll run them in chrome. And I'm not going to beadlock these, like, right off the bat or anything like that, but I may come back and beadlock them later. I'm just kind of making this thing as shiny as humanly possible. Now, tires-wise, I know that these new tires, I really like them, and the street tires will definitely be interesting. And what's interesting about these as well is apparently they have a pretty decent rock rating, but we're going to go with these paddle tires because that's what I'm running on my fastest mud rigs. And if you did, for some reason, want to go dually on this thing, like double dually, you could. It's a little wild and it's a little wacky, but it does work. So let's go ahead and apply those mods and take this setup out to the quick race map and just see what it's like, see what it does. And then we'll do a small tire setup again, like we did on the other one, since we have the same gearing and everything, and see if it's a similar pace. Because if it's a similar pace, it's gonna be really, really, really fast. Like, really fast. Alright, so let's see. Go and get this. Wow, it is crazy to have this thing in the game now. Let's see how it gets off the line, and go! It's quick! Oh my god, it's fast! It's really fast. Even with this tire size, I mean, I'm sure it would be quicker on, like, tiny tires, but let's see how it does. We'll keep the speedometer up for this first run. We'll take it away on the second run. 3, 2, 1, go! Like, once it spools up and gets moving, oh, wow, yeah, okay, so it goes a long ways off the start. What? Oh my, whoa! That's a lot of distance, especially for something with this tire size. That is really fast. Holy cow, that's really fast for something that isn't on, like, tiny tires. Dude, we've got to go back and run that. Well, we got to go back to the shop, put it on tiny tires, and see how much faster it gets. Because that is wild. That is so wild. We might have discovered another really fast rig here. Nice little handbrake slide towards the line. All right, let's make a quick pit stop back at the shop. We'll repair it real quick if there is any damage, which there probably won't be because we didn't really do that much with it. But, it's $6. So, now, oh, I'm really curious now. Tiny tire setup. It looks incredibly goofy because it is incredibly goofy. But you know what? You can't argue with speed, and the other one got insanely fast when we did this to it, so I am extremely excited to say the least about how this will actually end up being once we take it out to the track. Oh my god! Wow! Before we even got to the tractor, it was going 90 miles an hour already. This is gonna be really silly. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my, whoa! Look how much farther we made it on the, oh my god, it jumped it out of the track! It jumped it out of the track! Alright, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more aware of where it pulls in the mud, because that is kind of a weird thing about these tiny tires, is that they do pull very awkwardly in the mud. Let's just go! God, the amount of air it gets off of that first jump. It acts like there isn't even mud there! Oh my god! Dude, it acts like there isn't even any mud there. It accelerates in the mud. You'll touch like 40 to 50. What the heck? That is, wow, and a very stylish drift at the end. That is wild. Holy crap. That is absolutely phenomenal. That is absolutely insane. Temporarily, I am going to put the bigger tires back on it though, because I don't really like the way it looks with the tiny tires, as I'm sure you guys can, you know, I'm sure you guys feel the same about the tiny tires in terms of looks, but I'll put it back into like a 1.2 or something. Just something like a fairly usable tire size. I think the 1.2 looks good, and it wasn't slow with the 1.2 tire setup. It wasn't slow at all, and that's the crazy part about it, is that it wasn't slow at all, but when you put it on the really tiny tires, oh my god, that thing is so fast, and I cannot wait to race that in one of our open lobbies. Wow, that is absolutely insane. But I just brought it out here because I wanted to look at it a little bit more and show you guys around it one more time. But dude, if you guys have access to this thing, I absolutely recommend building one. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comment section down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.